I'm going to be doing a very quick video log, just basically putting a couple of points across with regards to some things that I've noticed over the last 6 months, really. And that's with regards to people who either opt for surgery, whether it's gastric bypass, sleeve, or the band, and also with the attitude of people towards it, whether it's people that are close to them, friends or family, or even just plain strangers. From my side, I'm very lucky that my wife is very supportive, and she basically has been the rock that I've been leaning on for as long as I've known her. But when it came time to make the decision for the surgery, she was completely supportive. And the reason is she wants me to be around, and she wants me to be healthy, and she wants me to live a long and healthy life and to be happy. And so, with regards to the process leading up to the surgery, I don't think I could have lost the 50 kilos, 45 kilos or whatever it was beforehand, had it not been for her support. And even sort of during the operation and while I was in hospital and with the recovery, she's been there to support me and to, pick me up when I'm feeling down and just basically be there for me. On the other hand, I've noticed on a couple of groups that I'm members of that deal with gastric bypass surgery and sort of dieting, that a lot of people don't really have this opportunity to have someone supportive in their life with regards to it. I read a post the other day which was quite spun me out, to be honest. It was about a lady who decided to do a gastric sleeve, and effectively her husband had given her an ultimatum that if she did it, he'd leave her. I've also read quite a lot of sort of people's responses who, have had family members sort of give them crap about it. Basically say that they're taking the easy way out, less hand to mouth, eat less, the usual bullshit. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm shocked. I'm quite shocked that there are people out there who are that selfish. And I mean, for example, with the lady whose husband threatened to leave her, I'm shocked to see that there are people who are so insecure that they would effectively threaten to leave someone simply because they wanted to better their life and they wanted to do something to try and improve their health. This isn't the easy way out. If having to lose all the weight beforehand, only to then go in for surgery and to either cut out your stomach and get rid of it, or to have your entire intestines rearranged, if that's the easy way out, then the person that says that is a complete moron, because it takes a lot of courage to not only lead up to the surgery, but to go ahead with it, to lose all the weight beforehand and to literally commit yourself to a lifestyle change that most people are so unaware of how difficult it is. And then to have people turn around and sort of belittle you for that decision or to threaten you with leaving you. If I could give one piece of advice to anyone who's watching this, who has any family member or friend or partner or husband or wife who threatens them with something like this or who isn't supportive, and if I have a message to that partner, it's this. The person is doing the surgery simply to try and improve their life, to improve their health, and to have a better quality of life. It is possibly the most selfish thing you could do to sabotage that person's happiness simply to try and keep a status quo where you're the one that's on top, because you perceive the other person in a little box, and that it's a comfort thing that you get off on. If you love that person and if you really want to be with them, or if you support them, or if they're family and you're concerned about them, then you would do everything you could to support them, not to shoot them down and to drag them down. And so, you really need to take a long, hard look at yourself before you start pointing your finger at that person who's trying to improve themselves, and look at the motivation as to why you're doing it. If you're really concerned about that person, you'd actually go with them to the doctor, ask questions to that doctor, and make sure that you were 100% certain as to what that person was doing was the right thing, or at least support them in their journey. You wouldn't, based on your own ignorance, rip them down. And as for people who are on the road to actually do the surgery, the buck stops with you. If you don't take the bull by the horns and make the commitment to better your life, no one else will. As much as it hurts to have people around you that are like this, at the end of the day, if you don't do something to improve your life, quite frankly, you will end up, before you end up dying, having a miserable life. You'll spend years with diabetes, health problems, and the issues that are associated with it. You'll have other issues because of your weight. And in the end, I mean, no one's going to live forever, don't get me wrong. But in the end, you're going to prematurely die of some heart attack or a stroke, or blood pressure is going to knock you, or you're going to lose a foot to diabetes. And when you're sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, you know what? The same people who ripped you then will rip you again. At the end of the day, you need to look after number one, and you need to do what it takes to make your life right. And if it's putting yourself in the journey to better your life, and part of that is undergoing this surgery, then regardless of who the other person is, whether it's family, your wife, your husband, friend, or anyone else, my one piece of advice is to hell with them. At the end of the day, it's your life. And when you're sitting there in a situation that you can't get out of because of the fact of the issue of the disease that you have, which is basically what obesity is, it's a chronic disease, when that's taking its course and you're suffering, that person that rips into you, who's never had that issue, will never understand what you're going through. So be selfish, be compassionate and kind still. You don't need to be rude about how you do it, but at the end of the day, screw them. It's your life, and you do what needs to be done to improve it. And if the person's not going to stick around to be there for you, then move on and find someone that will. Or if they're family, put them in their place, and basically live your life. I know it's hard, and I know sometimes you need that support, and sometimes you need people around you that are strong to keep you up. But if you don't have that, you need to be strong. And if you don't have that support basis around you, then you need to be your own rock and your own mountain. And if anyone tries to cut you down to size, then you cut them down yourself. Don't take shit from anyone. And that's my thoughts on the issue. I hope what I've said helps. I know it's a bit hard, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Thank you very much.